He says, Lord, take the thorn out of my side. Take it from me. I don't like dealing with it. He says, my charisma, my grace is sufficient for you. Why? He says, no. You can take it because I've empowered you to take what other people couldn't handle. Right. So he says, I've given you power. I've empowered you to handle this. You don't like it. I know you can't understand it, but trust me, there is no temptation coming unto man that the Lord hasn't already given you a way of escape for. You can handle this situation because I've empowered you for it. Are you here? Amen. So now he says, I've empowered you for it. And I like this because y'all listening. I like y'all. Y'all a good class. Now watch this now. He says, watch this. He connects her with Penina. Now, the name Penina is interesting because the name Penina in the Hebrew is Strong's number 6444. Her name is a compound name as well. Pen Strong's number 6434 means to turn, to angle or position. The word Penina means pearl. In other words, the name Penina literally means to position or turn into a pearl.
Wow. Love it.
God, you don't hear me? Yeah. She didn't even know that God has strategically connected her with somebody who's about to turn her into something that's greater than she's ever been before in her life.
That's all right.
Wow.
And can I tell you something that is critical in this hour, that you don't allow people who don't have an appreciation for your assignment or your struggle to have the pleasure of being exposed to who you are right now.
Wow.
Why? Because unless they have a keen prophetic sense, they will try to devour you as seafood instead of wearing you like jewelry.
Hey, God.
That's all right.
Is this making sense?
Oh, yeah.
Because here is the thing. Penina meets Hannah in her oyster season. But Penina has to take her from her oyster season to her pearl season.
That's all right.
And if Penina ain't careful, she'll use her as a seafood platter instead of preparing her for the showcase.
That's right. That's right.
I'm saying. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? That God says you're worth more than me. Do y'all hear me? As jewelry than you are as seafood. That's why you can't have people in your life that only sees the oyster in you and can't see the pearl that God want to create.
That's all right. That's right.
Is this making sense?
Yes.
Didn't even know that God was connecting her with somebody that was supposed to turn her into what she was supposed to be. Because it was greater than her than being an oyster.
Yes.
God, I wish you tell somebody there's greater in you. There is greater in you. Come on, there's greater in you. There is greater in you. God has more for you. God has more for you than what you realize. But you have to stop hanging around people that's trying to eat you.
So real.
That's right.
That's it.
Trying to eat your potential, trying to eat your ministry, trying to eat your anointing, trying to eat up what God has for you. He didn't call you to be seafood.
Come on.
Is this making sense?
Yes.
All right, can I go further?
Yes.
So now watch this. Let me move on. Hannah prays and says, Lord, I want a son. And if you give me a son, as soon as he get finished being weaned, I give him back. So you know the story. God honors that request. And Samuel's born. When Samuel's born, he's weaned. She keeps her vow to the Lord. And Samuel is raised in the house of Eli. Note now, Eli is the high priest. And his sons are doing all form of ungodly things in the temple. And Eli would not say anything to discipline them. Eli's name, watch what his name is. It messed me up in my studies. His name comes from the word Allah, Strong's number 5927, and it means to ascend. To cause one to rise, to cause one to grow up, to restore, to shoot forth, and to stir up. His name means literally that he was supposed to raise and create a high standard. That meant that he was supposed to have a standard and raise everybody up to that level.
My God.
That's why he had to be, that's why Samuel had to be in his house. Because that was his assignment.
Well.
Oh God, y'all not hearing me. Y'all not hearing me. Okay, I'll deal with that, but then I float that like a balloon. I come back again, but let me say this. I was talking with a preacher friend of mine the other day, and he told me, and we were talking about how Moses smit the rock and all that stuff like that, and God said, speak to the rock. And he told me, said, Gibbs, had he not did that, he could have went into the promised land and not just seen it. I said, I beg to differ. He said, no, Gibbs, man. I said, no, I beg. He said, Gibbs, I always